What up, my people? ¿Qué pasa, mi gente? Welcome. Bienvenidos to another episode, otro episodio de Hoy en Día TV. I'm your host and producer, Yessi Rodriguez. We have another amazing show today, y'all. And thank you in advance for tuning in today. Yes, another lovely Thursday. Terrific Thursday, right? I'm going to bring on my amazing co-host. We have Dr. CC, the actionist and the amazing entrepreneur, which they're both authors and entrepreneurs. Nadine Barton. Yes, lovelies. Welcome. Bienvenidas. How are y'all?
Bienvenidas. Another day, another dollar. Another day, another dollar.
Yes, today's been amazing for me. I've been blessed.
Talk. I want to hear it. Let's fill us in. What's been happening? Talk to me.
I just been blessed. Yeah, so my brother, he got his 100% disability, praise God, yay. So excited about that. Not only that, he made us like a super expensive meal with some kind of bisque with like lobster and shrimp and all the fixings and stuff, so yummy, with these like cheddar biscuits like with red lobster and all the wonderful things. Been so amazing. And then I was able to go back to work, so I'm super excited about that because I've been just having injury after injury. I'm like, the enemy trying to take me out, but I keep pushing. So yeah, it's just everybody's been super kind, super nice. I think it's the lipstick, maybe, I don't know. I had a different color lipstick on today. I think it was the lipstick, right? But no, everything was yeah, I was with 8th graders today and they were like super sweet and just super awesome. And just even the teacher that I was subbing for, he was there, but he was doing like admin and stuff. And he just, every time he came back into the classroom to do whatever, he'd be like, I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And he's like wearing this Jesus hat. And I'm like, I love it. Cause I haven't seen anybody wear any kind of, Christian paraphernalia in schools and stuff. Right. So I'm like, yes, so it's just been a really cool, laid back, easy, just blessed day. Like I woke up, and I prayed and I was just like, God, I want to be a blessing to people. When I'm around people, I want people to feel peace and comfort, and I want them to feel happiness and joy. And I think that I experienced that today, and I believe they experienced that, with me being in the room. So just a good day.
That's so beautiful. I love that. Yes. Thank you for sharing that. That is truly beautiful. And you are always a light, and that's what your nickname is, aka Sunshine, right? Because you are right, Sunshine, ma'am. So yes, I love that.
She's always smiling.
That's good. I mean, negative though. Like people need CC's touch, because I know people that be like grumps on the log, and I'm like, sir, ma'am, go sit down, please. Like this morning, somebody who was grumpy. I'm like, really, please go, just stop. Like, sit down somewhere. So yes, we need people like you, ma'am, to touch people and be like, whoa, you are happy. You are happy.
That's that song for her. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
So we'll say this, picking your brain, right? What do you do to make sure that you stay in that mindset? Because happiness is a mindset, right? People choose to be negative or choose to be positive, but you choose to be positive and happy. So fill the viewers, audience, and listeners in on what is your trick when life gets lifing, but you're like, you know what? I'm still going to smile and continue on.
Absolutely. And it's really super easy, y'all. Because I go back to the word of God and it tells you the things to think on. And when you're thinking on those things, right? So the things that we're supposed to think on, this is in the book of Philippians. We're supposed to think on the things that are, okay, let me try to remember all the things, because it's like 7 of the things that we're supposed to like be thinking on, right? So the things that are of a good report, the things that are true, the things that are noble, the things that are lovely, the things that have virtue, right? Like it has like all these things. And so I'm just reframing myself to like keep my mind in that space, right? To think on those things. Because if I'm thinking about all that good stuff all the time, right? I can't even afford to be in a negative mood. I can't afford to even be like depressed or anxious or sad or mad or any of that stuff. And my prayer has been for really, really like years, right? I truly want to like love people the way God loves people. And that means like being patient and being kind and being gentle. Because people have bad days and people flip out on you, and some people are just mean, right? But giving them a pass in spite of all, and just
Uh-oh.
saying like, I'm gonna love you in spite of. I'm gonna treat you well in spite of. I'm gonna smile and help you out in spite of. And that's really hard sometimes, especially when you keep getting knocked. You keep getting slapped. Turn the other cheek. Like my cheeks are nice and red now. I've been smacked quite a bit, right? But just I'm challenging myself. I'm only in competition with me, and
Uh-huh.
knowing who I was and knowing who I am now, and trying to always be better than what I was yesterday. It's really changing and transforming my life. It has been for so many years, and I just wanted to continue to get better and better and better. Even like when you're in heated conversations and debates, and people have differences of opinions, just really taking a step back, just to be like, I admire like how that person may think and how they see things and how they may be objective on this point. I might not have to agree with it, but I can appreciate their thought. I can appreciate their perspective, right? And just love them for who they are in that. Now, do I bring proof? I mean, truth or correction? Absolutely, right? But it's just, I don't know. It's just like I'm evolving, and I'm really excited about this whole transformation. So, in a nutshell, in that Philippians, right, just reading the things that you're to think on, and that's really going to kind of help. Not kind of, it will sustain you. It'll help bring you up, elevate you, right? And people will begin to see you in a different light. And of course, you're going to get them people that mean mug you, because some lady was just looking at me side eye when I was in the grocery store today. And I was just like, well, she was just like deliberately staring. So, immediately you automatically kind of think something negative sometimes. Like, what is there, something on my face, something up my nose? Like, what's going on? But she was just staring, but it wasn't in a nice way. And she made me feel really uncomfortable. And I was just like, wow, I just got my stuff, and I was just diligent, and I just kind of got in and got on out and stuff. And I still smiled the whole time. I looked at her eyeball to eyeball, and I smiled. She did not smile back. But I was like, you cannot be, even in the Bible, it says, do not be moved by what you see on people's faces. It said, do not, like, don't let their faces frighten you, because some people gonna give you them ugly looks. Yes, Nadine, you guys are out in crowds of people all the time with acting and stuff like that, and you're meeting so many people, and you're traveling all around the world, and so you see people like that, and you're probably like, what are they looking at, and you got to continue to deliver, right, your acting and everything that you're doing, even with them kind of looking at you kind of cray inside eyes. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with all that she's saying, because yeah, we like she said, we are evolving now, we're grown, because back in the days, like, if you remember the days when people used to pop off, and you have that anger, but you've grown, you've gone through therapy, you do the things you're supposed to do. And a matter of fact, when I was going through my therapy and to my dilemma, Cece gave me a book called Forgiveness Matters, because I had to learn to forgive the people who hurt me, forgive my dad, forgive the relationships, and all those things. And it helped me so much that I gifted that book to two other people, another lady in my therapy, and another person that was going through some things. So sometimes you have to turn that blind eye. But I mean, you could be pushed but so far. I mean, of course, if somebody's in my face and they're hitting me, I'm going to defend myself by all means. That you could walk away, but so much. But I'm not by any means promoting violence, but sometimes enough is enough. Like, I was watching a video today, and this lady, I don't know, she was in a fast food restaurant, and this Caucasian lady came up and started cursing her out and in her space and pushing her, and she defended herself. I don't know if she got fired, I don't know what the situation, but you could be in somebody's personal space, but so much. But on the other note, like, going back to forgiveness, when somebody hurts you, or you just like the thing Cece was talking about in Philippians, you're going back to don't worry, pray instead. And I mean, I was looking it up while she was talking, and have the mindset through Christ, and press forward through your purpose. And what's the other one that pointed out to me significantly? It was what was it? Focus your thoughts on good things. That was number 5. So yeah, always focus your thoughts through good things. Like when that lady was staring at Cece in the supermarket and she didn't know why. I mean, did she work there? What was the issue?
Yeah, she worked there. She worked at the, when you do the self checkout. So, you always have like a person there to kind of help if the machines go down. She was that person. And so she was just looking at me and she was like, she even looked, she kind of shook her head a little bit. And I'm like, what is wrong? And there was nobody behind me. So I'm like, but it's all good. I just smiled and, went on my little merry little way and stuff. So, and that's what Philippians 4 is about, focusing on that positive, right? Keeping you positive.
She
So
could be
I
a
love
racist.
that
She could
God
be
put that in there
profiled.
for us.
She could be racist. She could be profiling. You could be numerous things. She could have been having a bad day, but for her to be looking at you like that just says a lot. It's crazy.
It does say a lot. Absolutely. Absolutely. I do have some thoughts I want to share with regards to that. So I'm going to bookmark that right there until the next couple minutes because I'm going to spotlight you real quick, Nadine, before I bring the spotlight back on Cece. What about you? I want to give you an opportunity to share how your day is gone, your week, or whatever it is that you want to share since the last time we connected.
Oh, I'm getting over a 2.5 day headache. Let me tell you, I would not wish a migraine on somebody. It was horrible. For some reason, it was just right here on the right side of my temple. I don't know where it came from. So I took a lot of medicine and I tried to sleep. I stayed up all night. It was just crazy. I mean, I've been having migraines for years. So, and I did go through a migraine study for six months. That really, really helped. I don't know. I don't remember the medication, but I did not have a migraine for 6 months. So I'm not sure if that medication is on the market, but Motrin, when I get a headache, sometimes you do have cluster headaches that you could take Motrin or Excedrin or whatever the case is that may work. But you could tell the difference from a cluster headache and a migraine. It lingers and it stays in one spot. And, it's just debilitating. So, I mean, I was able to get over it after getting sleep for 2 days. And I think maybe I was ripping and running all those things, driving back and forth and doing a lot of things. Maybe that was the cause of it too.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, sis. It sounds like your body was telling you gotta relax because you're doing too much, ma'am. Sit down. It's time to rest, right? So your body's like, woo, let's pump the brakes real quick, Nadine. I know you want to be superwoman, but guess what? We're human, So
He also gave me a migraine cap, and that didn't even work.
Cece, I know you were going to say something as a follow-up to that.
I wanted to ask her, about the study. Did you get the results of the study? Like, is it done? Did they publish? Like, do you know what it was called? And like,
I'd have to do my research. As a matter of fact, I'm friends with the doctor on my Facebook, so I'm going to have to hit her up and find out some more information on that. So, but it was an injection and it really, really helped. I mean, they use me as a guinea pig. I pray every day I go to because doing these studies, you never know the outcome. So I'm just grateful for that it worked and they did a great job with it. It helped me for 6 months, but then it came back. And I think what it was, I don't think it was in my network for coverage. I'm not sure. I'd have to revisit it because it was a few years back that I did it. Probably was 23 or 22, one of those years. Probably 2022 or 23.
Gotcha. Well, the good news is that you're feeling good today and you were able to join us. So I'm really happy to hear that it passed, right? And I hope that it gets better for you because I know migraines can be tough and they suck. Like the times I've had migraines, what I've had to do that worked for me is because I feel it in my head, but like I do my knuckles and I go like this and I massage the area. And then I book a quick chair massage with the people up the street because there's like a masseuse parlor. And the times that I've had that, it's always worked for me where the migraine just disappears, but that's because there's a lot of tension and buildup in my body and it's just doesn't know where to go. So it could be the same for you. What was the last time you had a massage?
Don't quote me on that. It's been a minute.
Okay, ma'am.
So you know what? I took sumatriptan and basically it sends a release and it kind of stopped it. So the sumatriptan pill, that's for migraine, it's a migraine medicine, sumatriptan, SUMITRIPAN. And it's kind of stopped it for a while. And I was like, oh my God, thank God my headache is gone. And it came right back. So it just suppresses it for a minute and it came right back the next day. So but usually when I get headache, it usually lasts for about 2.5, 3 days. The longest headache I've had lasted for 5 days and it was horrible.
Oh gosh, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. Well, hopefully you'll get relief soon. Yeah, because I know those are not fun. So thank you for sharing that, though. I know that's tough to deal with migraines in general. So yeah,
Appreciate it.
And what about you,
yeah,
Yessie? How's your week? How's everything going?
yeah. My week is good. My week is super busy. Right, it's one of those things where similar to Nadine and you, I feel like I'm Superwoman and I'm not, right? So it's one of those things where you're trying to do so much because you have timelines to meet or deadlines to meet, and then you want to kind of beat yourself to the punch, so to speak, and you overload your plate with stuff to do, and it's like, whew, you can't do it all. And
But
so
I
that's,
thought you were Superwoman.
I wish, girl. Mm. I have capes and I own plenty of capes. That's my way of saying that I'm a superwoman, right? All my fancy capes that I own. But in reality, and I will say this, I thank God for me being able to lean on God to give me that strength, right? Because I don't know how I would do this. Like, I'm blessed, similar to what Cece said earlier. I'm blessed, and I know that God has put a calling on me, and that's where I'm maneuvering is finding, like, understanding that not everyone or everything requires your attention or your energy, even though you want to help everyone and everything, but it's like you're only one person, you know? And so that's the lesson I'm trying to learn now, is to pick my battles and to understand, like, even though you want to help people and you know the answer, it's like, ma'am, no, just zip it. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because you might come, some people might be like, who's that? Why she thinks she knows it all? But research and I study and I'm around you all, right? And people that are smart and brilliant, and I know a lot of stuff to help people. But sometimes not everyone accepts or reciprocates that. And so it can be turned, a good intention could be turned negatively, right? And so just being cautious about my approach to that, because I don't want people to misunderstand or misinterpret me and who I am, right? So yeah, that's all.
That's good. I
Oh,
know we do have to slow down. I've learned that lesson so hard, like hard. And so hopefully you guys won't learn as hard as I did. But yeah, I only put like a couple of things on my plate, and I've gotten to the place where I'm totally fine with that. I've gotten to the place where I've calmed down that vroom, vroom, vroom kind of like, spirit inside of me, like go, 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 fast and the furious. And I'm like, I'm cruising, I'm on cruise control, and I want to just keep it on cruise control. And I like it because even when I'm in the vroom, 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 the fast and the furious in the fast lane, I feel it all. And I feel overwhelmed. I get it done, but it's very overwhelming, and I don't like that. So I want to be on my cruise control. I still want to get it done, but I want to be on cruise control, and I want to prioritize and pick and choose. And I've gotten so much better at just saying no. You know what I'm saying? I've gotten so much, but it's hard because a lot of times you want to say no and you want to give a whole explanation. It's like, I don't need to give an explanation. I can just say no, and that's okay. And people will still stand and wait for like an explanation, and I have to force myself to suppress the explanation. Like, just say no and smile, and that's it. If I need to walk away, walk away. So I'm getting better at that. It's tough because you as a person, it's not the other people. So it's you battling yourself, trying to tell yourself, like, don't take on this next project. Don't do this next thing. Don't go to this next, it's like, and sometimes God, he'll just shut you down. And I've had that where he's just shut me down where I couldn't do anything. And I don't want that anymore. So I'm wising up to just put 2 things, not even 3, 2 things on my plate and work that out, and then continue to move forward on cruise control.
Just like my book, I Am Choosing Me. Sometimes you just have to say no.
that part right there. That part right there. Both of y'all said it. Now, picking up the bookmark back, the spotlight back on Cece and her situation earlier. Cece, what I wanted to share with regards to that is interesting because I had a similar experience at the supermarket too, but it wasn't an employee though. It was just a person shopping, right? And so me being me, because I'm just who I am, I'm like, hey, how are you? How can like, I was really bubbly and cheery, and they were looking like, really? Like, you're talking to me and I'm here, mean mugging you? Hey, how are you? So similar to you said earlier that you smiled and you kept walking, but with me, I'm like, I'm up in your face. You want to meet mug me? Well, hey, hello, how are you, sir, ma'am? How can I help you? Is there something that I can help you with? Because you sure mean mugging me. That's just who I am. But I say this to say that if that happens to you all at any point, do that, because that startles people and that gets people off their track. Because that's last thing they expect.
Give them the
You
opposite because they're looking for a reaction.
right, right. They're looking like, "Ugh, who are you? Why are you looking at me like that?" I'm like, hi, how are you? How's your day going, sir, ma'am, whoever you are, right? And that really freaks them out even more. So trust me, that's me. But I'm gonna just give that advice to you all. If that happens to you, do that, and trust me, you're gonna get a good laugh out of yourself because
You got to do that reverse psychology on them. You know what I mean? Because they're looking like the brown and black girls. They're kind of rowdy. Let me startle them a little bit. Let me try to rattle their feathers. But they're trying to get a reaction. So you give them a different reaction, and they're gonna be pressed like, oh, she's not rowdy as I thought she would be. Hello.
nope.
Well, how did they respond, Yessie? How
They
did that
just smiled
person
and walked away.
respond? Or did they?
They smiled and walked away. Yeah, they smiled and walked away, which is fine. I'm cool with that. But like Nadine said, they weren't expecting that, right? They were expecting someone to be like, "What are you looking at?" Da, 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 da. Like, nope, I'm not the ratchet one. Sorry, you got the wrong one. I'm be like, how are you? Because a lot of times when people act that way is because there's an internal reflection of themselves. So even you, like today, you have your hair sleek, you have your lipstick, and maybe that person who looked at you, they're like, "Ooh, she's pretty." Maybe they feel some type of way because maybe they didn't feel pretty or handsome or what have you, but you're beautiful, right? So they're like, okay, I don't know what to do with that. Let me meet my person. Let me make them feel uncomfortable. So it's always what I've read and I've learned and I've studied and listening to people talk is an internal reaction of how they feel about themselves. And it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, exactly. Because they see that light shining. And the thing is, yes, see, all my life, I've even, as Cece could tell you, in the Navy, in Japan, on the ship with her, I've always had the RBF. And I'm sorry, that's how I was born. I got it from my dad. If I'm not smiling, it looks like I'm mean, and people think I'm mean. I'm this mean person because it's just my demeanor. I had this steady demeanor, and when they get to know me and started talking, they're like, "Oh my God, you're such a sweet person," because that's why you never judge a book by its cover. People always like, yeah, you should smile more. I mean, if I'm not smiling, people think that I'm mean as hell, but I'm actually not. Only unless you ruffle my feathers to push me that way. But I'm not a mean person at all.
Yeah.
And in the grocery store today, I gotta say, I mean, I did think like, with something on my face or whatnot, because that's kind of how you do. But I did quickly, my thoughts, right? Because thinking of the positive thoughts, I quickly thought like, oh, maybe they, think I'm really nice, or maybe they see my light. Like I put it back in a positive on me, right? Because it's about my mindset, how I see myself as well. So then I try to really take the focus off the person and just, I made it positive for me. So even though I was seeing this mean face, I was like, maybe they had an RBF face. Maybe that was her RBF face. Maybe she really was. I don't know. So many things, right? So many variables. But I did spin it back in a positive to like make me think on something positive about myself. You know what I'm saying? So that's great. So I was proud. I was proud of them.
So on another note, right? Yes, see, I sent you guys a video in the group, right? And I was like, I think this is like a topic of conversation because it pressed me a little bit. I mean, I don't know anybody that went through that situation, but the man, I don't know if it's real or whatever. It looked like it was real because it looked like the guy really was wanting to tear up. So he was in the car driving. He called his, I don't know if they were married or his girlfriend, whatever the case is. So he said, yeah, he just left his daughter's apartment. She's 17 years old. He got the apartment for her. So her graduation is coming up. So with that, she was like, she's telling me that, he's been in this young lady's life for 17 years, she's not the biological dad. So the biological dad came back in her life and she said that, she want him to go to the graduation. However, the man current in her life for 17 years, the daughter wants the guy to give up the graduation ticket to go to the biological dad. What are your thoughts on that? And the lady, but in the background, the phone was so nonchalant, and she was like, "Well, that's her dad. What you want her to do? Well, you know what I mean?" And but come to find out, the mother was pressing the girl to convince the dad. So I don't know if he went away where he was. He just popped back up in their life, and this guy, when you get a chance to watch the video, he sounded like he was so hurt. So he paid for the graduation, he paid for her apartment, everything, and what are your thoughts on that? I mean, yeah, you're supposed to have your biological dad. My thing is like have him watch on a conference, on a video call or something, or
Yeah.
wait until another milestone in her life. But I mean, if this man been taking care of her for 17 years, you're not entitled. You weren't there for 17 years. I don't care who you are, who be mad at me, because that's facts. Like, come on now, that's not fair.
Right. I agree with you, Nadine, and I'm glad you brought that up because my notion is this, my viewpoint is this. I can see if maybe he was locked up in jail and he had no choice, right? Then that's different because you're locked up in jail and you have no choice. But if you had a choice where you are out here kicking it in the streets, working, living, and vibing, but you chose not to be in your daughter's life or your child's life, and then 17 years later you have the epiphany, then I agree with you. Like it's different. But I will say this: if I were her, I would look at the roster of people invited to say, okay, if I have a friend that is not really family, then I'm going to ask that friend to say, hey, would you, I know I invited you initially, but my dad really wants to come and I apologize for the misunderstanding. Can you, would you be okay with me giving your ticket that I initially allocated to you to my dad? Right? Like if it was really that important to that person. But I agree, that person who raised her, blood, sweat, tears, all the money, all the investment, because raising a child is tough. Invested all that money, all that energy, all the emotions that you have to pour into a child. That's not fair to that person at all. No. No. And for the fact that the mother would even like be okay with that says a lot about the mother. Like she needs to grow up. Like that's just my thought. But Cece, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, because my family, we're blended, and so, we had that. So my bonus dad and my biological dad, they were both in my graduation, but I would try to do the latter of what you said, Yessie, was to try to get him a ticket because, I mean, that would hurt my feelings too. At the end of the day, I will honor the child's request because that's just my love for my children. So even though I raised and did all the things, if they say, hey, I want my biological to be there, I'm going to honor the request. Will I be hurt? 1,000%. Will I cry? You know it. Am I going to mention it to the child? I'm not. Because at the end of the day, it just shows who I am and it shows my love for my child, and I will hope, right, that my husband would, have the conversation, which I know that he would, you know what I'm saying? Just to get, it will be a learning lesson. You know what I'm saying? Just because I raised you, just because I did all the things that I was supposed to do those things, right? If I did extra, and I do a lot of extra, if I do extra, that's just icing on the cake. But if you feel the need that you want the bio parent to be there, I'm going to honor your wish because I love them that much. Right. Mm-hmm. But I would definitely be hurt, but I would do all I could do to try to get a ticket, to have both people there, because sometimes I know it can be uncomfortable for children. And I've lived that life myself. And this is how my family is made up now as well, to where sometimes you're uncomfortable with, calling the bonus mom or dad in front of the biological, it just makes you a little it just does, and it takes growth to kind of, honor them both. Right. So I call both my dads. You know what I'm saying? Because they're my dad. The blood doesn't make a person. Blood that courses through my vein, that only makes that person my relative. It does not make them my family. It does not make them my mom or my dad. They're just a relative. Okay. I have friends, we're friends, but they are my sisters, and these are my sisters. People are like, oh, that's your sister. They don't even know that we're not blood sisters until we start talking. They go, oh, okay. Because I never, I'm like, this is my sister, you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. Because that's just kind of how I see it. But I would definitely try to get that other ticket. But yeah, I know that gentleman was probably very, very, very hurt. And it was very rude and just poor, just decision making on the mom's side. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she was mad at the bonus dad. I don't know. She was trying to get back on him for something. Who knows?
But here's the thing too. So the dad he just wanna come grab that moment, like he's been here the whole time, show off that he's so proud of her, but you were never there. And this guy, he want to be proud of her too. He raised her from she was a baby. You know what I mean? So I don't think it'd be fair to give the biological dad the ticket. I mean, that's not cool. So what if he just go to the graduation and disappear again? Then what you gonna do? Then the child gonna be all hurt all over again. Like, no, the glory go to the
probably gonna do that.
Yeah, the glory goes to the
It's not really about fair and unfair. I think in this situation, it's just really about your love for the child and honoring the child's wishes. I mean, yeah, I know we say, yeah, that it's unfair, and it is, but I mean, it's really the child's wishes. It truly is the child's wishes. Like so many times, and you know, you'll have to just kind of like when you're raising kids, a lot of times you just have to kind of just fall back sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's because the kid is going to make their decision. They're going to have their choices. And as a parent, it's so hard because you're like, you're going down the wrong path. You're doing the wrong thing. You should not do this, right? Because we've been there to our parents and we're like, I'm going to make my own choice. You know, I'm grown now, okay?
But remember, it was the child said it's the mom that was pushing for that. It wasn't really the child. It was the mother that was pushing for that. So that's why I don't agree with it, because whether she want the dad to come back in his life or not, to me, it is an unfair situation. You know, yeah, you're right about the daughter. If it's the daughter and she really, really, if like yes, it said if he was in jail, then that's a different scenario. But I don't agree with that, sis. Like, I don't think it's fair for the guy. Like, he looked like he was really hurt. Like,
if that was the situation, then the daughter should have had a conversation.
Yeah.
The daughter should have had a conversation then with the mom and been like, Mom, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, she's 17, she's almost grown. So she could have literally had a conversation with her mom to be like, you know, I don't. And then she could have told her bonus dad, Mom. Yeah, she could have had a conversation with the bonus dad and been like, hey, mom is the one really trying to push me. And then that way, bonus dad now could have stepped up and had the conversation with the mom and straightened the situation out.
Yeah, I think she was trying to have her play both fields. That's what it was. It looked like that's what it was. You know, we don't really know the truth. You know, there's two sides to a story. But from what he was saying in the conversation, you know, when you guys get a chance, look at the video. Look at the video in the group.
Yeah, it sounds like we're going to have to pick that up next week, ladies, because that sounds like a really interesting conversation, right? Because there's just so much more that we can dissect in a situation. Like, what was the atmosphere, the family upbringing? Like, for me, I had a stepdad and I have stories to share, but I'll keep it private for now. I'll share it with my close ones. But I will say that I did learn a lot growing, and it shaped me for who I am today. So we don't know if she had a peachy situation or what have you, but it sounds like in this situation, the mom is the one advocating for the dad, which means that the mom is the one who probably still has some underlying feelings that she needs to like resolve and not really push her feelings on top of the child to say, hey, you want your dad here, when she probably really doesn't. But she's probably also trying to accommodate to her mom. So there's just so many moving factors in this story that you're sharing, Nadine. I'm definitely going to have to look into that to get a better understanding. So I appreciate you sharing that, but that's going to be the cliffhanger for us for now, because we do have a special guest waiting for us patiently behind the scenes. But before we bring her on, we're going to do a quick sponsor break. So do not go anywhere. Hoy en Dia TV, now and today. We'll be right back. So stay tuned.
Are you looking for the perfect shirt for that special occasion? At Collective Custom Wear, we bring your vision to life. From weddings, family reunions, anniversaries, or casual outing with friends, express yourself with your unique style and leave a memorable mark. Order now. Our custom shirts are designed just for you.
At Cab Zenza, we believe beauty is a ritual, not just a routine. Rooted in intention and inspired by nature, our skincare is crafted to nourish more than just the skin. It nourishes the spirit. Every jar is made with purpose. Because when you flourish inside, it shows on the outside. Cab Zenza's isn't skincare, soul care.
From the moment that I put this Cab Zenza on my skin, it feels most amazing. As you can see, it has your skin glistening, it's moisturizing. You too should get Cab Zenza.
Luxurious body butters.
A bold builder of people, purpose, and platforms, Girls with Gigs helps high performers and those desiring to achieve more shift mindsets and activate purpose. Whether it's career or leadership development, personal branding, or knowing your worth. In the job market, transformation has never been closer, because this is where purpose meets action and dreams become destiny. Book your free consultation today at www.girlswithgigs.com.
All right. So for those who are ready to have that purpose and action, dreams to reality, reach out to Dr. Cece, the Actionist. She will get you on and right to find your purpose. Yes. Also, guess what? Skincare is all year. whether it's spring, whether it's summer, whether it's fall, whether it's winter, and especially winter. Get your Capzenza. You want to make sure your skin is nice and silky and soft and it smells good. I've tried it and I love it. So make sure to reach out to Nadine for that Capzenza body butter. Ooh, it smells good and it feels nice and soft. Yes. Also, collective custom wear with the shirts. We have Hoy en Dia shirts we are repping. So whether you have a birthday, an anniversary, whether you have a family reunion, a work engagement, right? Whatever it is that you have a large group or even a small group, order your custom made shirts today. So, yes. All right. So, ladies, it's a time where we get to spotlight our special guest who's been patiently waiting behind the scenes for us. And I'm truly excited to bring her on. And I've actually had the opportunity to work with her on set. And Cece, you have too, actually. We've been on set with her through Collective Visions. Shout out to Raw One. Yes. So, I'm excited to bring her on. So, let's bring her on. Okay. So she's a Greek actress, writer, and director whose passion for storytelling bridges cultures, emotions, and artistic expression. This individual, I'm not going to say her name just yet, began her literary journey with the publication of her first poetry book. I'm going to have to ask her how to say this. Afetiria in 2015. So yeah, once you get on, make sure to correct me if I said that incorrectly. Okay. So a meaningful milestone that marked the beginning of her path as a storyteller and a creative visionary. As a filmmaker, she has written and directed more than 10 short films, many of which have earned recognition and awards at international film festivals. Her work is known for exploring emotional depth, human connection, cultural identity, and the complexities of relationships through powerful and authentic storytelling. In Greece, our special guest has collaborated on projects connected with major platforms such as Netflix and a Hallmark Channel, further expanding her presence in the entertainment industry. And after she relocated to the United States, she brought her creativity to a new level by developing her comedic character, Slovaki Girl, which is a vibrant and relatable persona that beautifully blends Greek culture with American lifestyle. So through her humor, storytelling, and cultural connections, she uses his main character to celebrate the identity while creating that laughter and meaningful conversations. Our special guest continues to build her career across the film, TV, and literature with a strong mission to bring authentic, multicultural stories to audiences around the world. So today we welcome, without further ado, Ms. Katerina Sigala. Welcome to Hoy en Dia TV.
Thank you very much. Hey, hello. Thank you very much for having me here, and let's do that. I'm from Greece. You said everything.
Well, thank you for being on here. We are truly thrilled to have you as our special guest. Now, I read an amazing bio, but I always like to ask the million-dollar question that introduces really who you are. In a nutshell, who do you say you are, Katerina?
Okay, so I'm writer, director, and actress, how you said before. And I'm from Greece, Santorini, the beautiful island Santorini. And I moved to US 1 year ago. I started in US from scratch. So I didn't know anybody, nobody. My husband, he's from Durham, but he didn't know any artist. So when I moved here, I was like, okay, now what? I didn't have my equipment also because they asked me crazy money to bring my equipment here in US. So I was like, okay, no equipment, no nothing. What I do, what I'm doing right now. And last year, I was in a Christmas parade and I met a guy. I saw a guy with a camera, and I told to my husband, "Go talk to him. He has camera. I have to start from somewhere." And he was like, "Babe, it's not Greece here. He's working." And I was like, "Okay." And I went in the middle of parade, and I was like, "Hey, can you give me your business card?" And that's it. He became my best man in our marriage, and he told me about NC community, and that's it. Everything starts from there. My journey in US.
I just want to know when she's taking me to Greece. That's all. That's it. That's my question for tonight.
Me too.
Excuse me, I didn't listen. I can see you very well because I don't have my glasses. The names of you, but I will figure out after. So, from Greece? What do you mean from Greece?
She asked when you're taking her to Greece, and I said, "Me too,
Oh,
Katerina."
anytime. I I prepare one series, mini series that I first of all, Souvlaki Girl. I create Souvlaki Girl because I had, and honestly, I still have depressed. So because I couldn't go back to Greece for a long time, and I can until now, and it was one of the two reasons that I created Souvlaki Girl. So I was in the house, I didn't know anybody, and I was like, okay, I have to do something to go closer to my country without go there. So I created Souvlaki Girl. Souvlaki is an amazing Greek dish, mwah, delicious, with pie, meat, potatoes, everything. It's very popular for our tourists. And also because I have accent. I went first time for after 2 months. I had the for first time in US an audition for a theater, and you send your self tape. They take you from self tape, and after they calls you to go in person. And in Greece, when you have an audition theater, uh, only 3 people they see you, not more. And I opened the door of the theater, and it was 40 people there. I didn't remember anything from this that I learned, any word, and I was like, okay, let's improv. And of course, I didn't take the role. And they told me like, you have accent, but I knew that I wasn't good. So the woman there, one of the leaders, they text me, they sent me email, and they told me, Katerina, I saw your self-tape. Why you didn't do anything? And I told her, I forget everything. And then I was like, okay, you don't like my accent. Okay, I will use my accent. And then you see, I met you. I met, yeah, it's a journey.
Katerina, what I really love is that you've only been here for a year and you've done a lot. Like I've been following you and looking, at your work, and I'm like, wow. Like you made sure when you hit the US, you were like, choo, you hit that ground running, and that's impressive because a lot of people they would use it as a crutch, right? To say, oh, I'm not from here, I don't know what to do, and blah blah blah. And they would make up all these excuses, but you did not do that. You were like, no, you saw that guy in the camera at the parade, and you were like, who is that? He has a camera. Let me connect with that person. Like that is really, really impressive. And I salute you for that. I'm curious to know, how did you and your husband meet? Because you came from Greece. Were you already connecting online, or you just, went somewhere and you were like, oh, that guy looks good? Like, how did that happen?
Okay, when I saw the community, NC community, so I start to send a lot of messages to a lot of directors, filmmakers, let's collaborate. Some of them, they didn't answer. It's okay. And some of them, or they say, I don't have time, or no, whatever. But you can stay focused to the rejection. If you want to be an artist, you have to love rejection because it's something that it me personally it makes me to be more okay. You will call me after, and I will tell you no. So it makes me more. I want to be successful. So even for my accent, okay, now I'm tired to play all the time drug dealer, but anyway, I use that. And I said to your husband too that I would love to collaborate with you because I saw that you do stuff and blah, blah, blah. And that's it. I sent emails, messages, more 100.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. I love that. I do have some more story or questions to ask you, but I'm going to let spotlight either CC or Nadine, whoever wants to go first to ask you, because I don't want to hog up all the questions. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to spotlight one of my co-hosts, whoever wants to go first.
Yes, so I have a question, Miss Katarina. I like the accent. So Blacky girl, right? That is it is such a different I don't know what I lost my train of thought, but so Blacky girl is such a unique and cultural character. How did you turn that idea into a brand that resonates across the audiences?
Uh, you mean how the audience accept that?
Yeah, so for Savakli Girl, right? How did you turn the idea of Savakli Girl into a brand that resonates across the audiences?
Okay, so in the beginning, Souvlaki Girl, it was on TikTok only. TikTok I have only for my comedy show, Souvlaki Girl. So it's like portfolio. Mm, but I'm not a person that I want to start with social media. Social media, unfortunately, they try to make you, to make me, to make everybody to create content alone for someone else to watch alone.
Mhm.
So this is not present of me. That's why I would like to have a show. I tried so hard, I knocked the door. Some of them they said no, some of them they said yes. So I started to have shows and I saw that people they loved like girl. And I knew that from the beginning because in Greece, Americans they love our culture. And so again, it was, the real comedy is a pain for someone else. So
Yeah.
I had the idea when I had the bill from a hospital here in US, $3,000. And I was like, are you kidding me? Why you didn't ask me if I prefer to die? So I was like, I can't pay anything of this. I can. I don't have the money. How I will pay? So anyway, we figure out. Yeah, but I was like, my friends here and my father-in-law and my husband, they were like, oh my gosh, you have to have a comedy, stand-up comedy. I was like, I never did that in Greece. Because in Greece, if you're a good actor, you have to play at the same way comedy and drama.
Mm.
Something that you separate here. In Greece, you have to be very good comedian, but you have to play very good drama too.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So yeah, I think overall you just have to find the right audience, and it seems like you found your audience. So that's amazing that you were able to maneuver all that and turn it into, what you want it to be today. So that's awesome. I have one more question. So moving from Greece, right, to the United States is really a big leap. Like just for me, I'm from Jamaica, so it was a big leap for me
Oh, wow.
too. So what challenges force you to grow the most in your career and your mindset?
Here in US,
Yes.
first of all, we have some similarities, but we have a lot of difference. For
Mhm.
example, in US is is a business country. In Greece and me here, still I have first family and everything after family. Because
Mhm.
before you can die, before you live this life, you will not ask to see your movies, your rewards, your money. You want to see your people. So I don't care about awards. If I will lose my souls and I will lose my people, I don't care about this. Here, I saw a lot of stress from the people. Oh, I have to have an Oscar. I have to have this, and they don't live. They are like, this is not life. This is
Wow.
not life. So when I first came here and I was the first time on a set, I saw a lot of people, okay, you have to do networking, but It's so stressful with this way. I saw a post on Facebook. Oh, I have audition today. Wish me luck. Why I have to post something like that? You don't have friends to tell you. I understand that it's much different, but sometimes I'm like, probably I have to make a documentary about that. Thank you for inspiration.
That's so funny. I don't think I remember hearing that about the United States being a business. So that was an eye opener right there, because it seems to me that it's definitely a business, because everything is money first, and we're striving for just everything you do is about money, 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 money.
No,
Yeah.
no,
So.
no, no, no. That's why there is not. It's very rare to find community.
You
In
have to
Greece, for
find.
example, we were a team with a lot of actors, with a lot of directors, with a lot of screenwriters, and we support each other with the same way that we support our project. Here, it's too difficult to find something like that.
Well,
So,
Katerina, you found us. You found me and
of
Rob.
course, and I told you that this is very rare. When I met, yes, I said right.
Yep,
I
yep. You
told
said
her that it's like we knew each other years ago, probably because she's Latina. So we
no.
have a lot of commons with Latin people.
Yep, yep. You do. You do. Yes, and even your accent. You sound Latina with your accent. I love it.
Okay.
She
Yeah, you
she
do.
sound Italian also.
Oh, she does. I think she sounds like my friend Yvonne. Shout out to Yvonne from the Dominican Republic. I think. Cindy, did you ever meet Yvonne?
Ivan. Me
Oh
no.
yeah, you did. You know Yvonne. Yeah, she was at my birthday gathering. Yeah, Cece met Yvonne. But yeah, she
Ivan.
no, not you, Katarina. I was just
Okay,
telling
okay,
Cece.
okay,
No,
okay.
I was telling Cece that your accent reminds me of our friend Yvonne because it sounds like a Latina accent.
Yeah,
Like you
it
said,
does.
with Latinos, we do have that community, right? Family first, respect, and then bringing people together, community. And that's why if you ever have a chance to go to Puerto Rico, you're gonna see that like 50% of the time people are on holidays celebrating something. It's always every time I go is a holiday, and I'm like, what are you celebrating today? So
Yeah.
get it.
Like
Puerto
in
Rico.
Greece, we celebrate everything.
Oh, I will
Yeah,
say
every
this.
day. We celebrate life every day. I love it. Holiday.
Go ahead, Susie, with your questions, my dear.
Yeah, so Katerina, yeah, good to see you again. Good to see you again. So what
See you.
are some of like the stark differences that you see, in Greece as compared to here? I know we mentioned the community, right? And I totally agree with Nadine because people say, "Oh, I want the American dream," and I'm like, "This is an American nightmare." I mean, we got to wake up, y'all, okay? Because it's like if it is a dream, you gonna keep on dreaming. It's not attainable. It's it's a farce, okay? You're just it's just something like the Twilight Zone. But what are some of those big differences that you've noticed in your Grecian culture as compared here to the US?
The family is the most important. And for example, in Greece, your parents, they have the kids first. So it's rare, very rare, for example, my father to have better car from me. Also, the parents, they will try to have a house for their kids when they get married. Uh, they want to be sure that their kids is safe, they have money. So if they don't have money, they will give money without ask them before, after. The parents, they have their kids first. So it was very big difference here when I came here and I saw it. We can stay forever with our parents. Here, 18 years old, bye bye. not in Greece. Also, we work very hard in Greece because in Greece the life is not easy. I mean about salaries, but we have free health secure, of course. For me, it was crazy that you have to pay the hospitals and too much to insurance for cars and all of this. And but we work so hard in Greece. We don't have very huge salaries. Of course, if you work, you have money, but we have always time for our friends to go for a coffee every day. There is not a day that we will not talk to our friends and to our families. There is not a day. We had shooting, and after shooting, we had shooting 12 hours. After we went for a beer, for a drink. Here, you go to sleep. It's much different.
What was your hardest thing to kind of get used to here in the US? When you came over, like what was the hardest, thing you're just like, this is just so hard. I'm not, what was that for you?
Until now, it's hard. I feel prisoner because I can't go to visit my country. It's insane. I'm thinking sometimes if it's worth it. I mean, I met amazing people here, but I miss my family, I miss my friends, and I don't want to cry right now. Yeah, this is the most
I'm
hard.
sorry, there's no place like home. I know.
It's okay, but it's the only thing that I'm thinking over and over. It's that I want to go back to Greece and everybody be alive.
You know what, Katerina? Thank you for sharing that. I know that was hard and deep. And I agree with you. It's one of those things where it's like you want to go visit, and based on whatever's happening, today, it's challenging, right? And so even being away from home, like when I moved from Wisconsin to North Carolina back in '09, it was tough. Oh no, '08, it was tough for me. Like in a year, I was like, let me go back to Wisconsin, but I gave it a chance, and look at where I'm at here. I'm going on 18 years already here, and I loved it. I love it here now, but before, it took time to get adjusted because I didn't know where I was at. I was here by myself in North Carolina. Wisconsin, that's where all my family is. That's where I was raised. And then my daddy was in Brooklyn, New York. And so I get it. When you move from home away, that's tough. And especially you coming from a completely different area, in Greece and then coming to the United States, that's a big leap. And I salute you for that because that is not easy at all. And I know it's tough.
But I feel closer to God.
Yes. And that's the beautiful thing. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, Katerina, is that when you take a leap of faith, God is going to help you and God's going to open up all those doors for you. It's going to take time and it's not going to be easy. But if you stay in the comfort zone, you're going to, what's that old saying? You're going to keep getting what you get. You'll get what you've always had, because guess what? You have to step away from what you're comfortable with, right?
Exactly.
And so people don't understand. So let me ask you this though, because I want to understand. I want to take it all the way back to the beginning, to when you were younger. What really motivated you to get into acting, into directing, into all the things that you are today? What was that story, that inspiration that really gave you the aha moment to say, I want to act, I want to be a director, I want to do this and that. I want to know. I want to know. And I'm sure the audience listeners want to know too. Take us back to the beginning, Katerina.
I don't remember my life. I don't remember myself. I think that you born artist. You can become an artist. You born. So that's me. I born to do that. I start to dance and then I start to walk. I start to write from, this is me. I took the camera from my father and I took pictures to have my people to take weird stuff. So always in my life, I would like to do this. First, I wrote scripts, and then I was curious for other screenwriters and filmmakers. I did the opposite because the most of
Wow.
the times you are inspired for other writers or filmmakers. I did the opposite. When I started, I was like, okay, I wrote a poem. How the others writers or poetries they write, how they write, or how they make movies. So I did the opposite. Also, when I'm writing, for example, now I try to finish my series. I don't want to see any other series similar with my series. That a lot of artists and writers they told me, "Oh, you write a comedy, so look this No, I don't want to see any other comedy.
All right. That's
I'm
good.
very focused."
Yeah, that's good that you're like that. So, growing up in Greece, how was life? Walk me through that because I would love to kind of picture it in my head. How was life
Uh,
in Greece?
uh, First of all, in Greece, born theater. Without Greece, we couldn't have even films, even theater. Did you know that? Ancient Greek theater? Everything born there. So when I was kid, I remember my cousins to play all together outside, my sister, um, with my grandparents every day and my parents every day. We play a lot. I wrote little scripts and we play theater outside in the balcony or in the playground that we had in Greece. Um, we studied a lot. Also I'm from Santorini, so when we had vacation, we went in Santorini. I remember myself always with horses because I love riding horses. I did that from baby. uh, we dance a lot, we eat a lot, but we don't gain pounds. Here I gained 35 pounds in 1 year. There, the food is, we eat all the time, we dance, we go for a walk, we swimming. Yeah, nice years. And I would love to have, we didn't, this generation, not only in US, in general, they don't live their moments like children.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate you taking me back into how you grew up, and that was a great background. I love Greek food. My favorite is a Greek salad, and the purple olives was my favorite. So, kind of getting a glimpse of how you grew up with the horses and writing the scripts. And then even the food, because I was picturing the food too, probably because I'm hungry right now. So that's probably why I'm picturing.
I would take the food from the ground and we eat like that.
Really? You didn't even wash it? Oh goodness. Okay.
No. When we were kids, we didn't care. So we took this, we ate this.
I love that.
Onions, everything. Tomatoes, we have the little
Yeah.
tomatoes in Santorini.
Wow, that's
Mhm.
I had my pita
And I
Greek sandwich yesterday from Kava. It was so good, and I had the purple things you were talking about in the sandwich yesterday too. It was so good.
Oh, wow.
and I
If
was
you
gonna
ever go
say
to
the reason
Greece,
why
sorry?
no, I was gonna say the reason why you probably gained the weight here in the US is because our food is like half of it is not even real food and everything is laced with so much hormones. So people are putting on all this weight. Whereas in Greece, right, it's real food, like real stuff, without all the pesticides and the chemicals and all the things. So yeah, you didn't gain, the weight and the food, it nourished your body, right? It provided the minerals and the nutrients and the vitamins that it needed. And here in the US, it's like our food is like depleting us of everything because it's laced with so much poison. So I'm sorry that you gained all that weight. I'm like, ay. But it's like the struggle is real with all of Americans.
The crazy is that some products that you have here in US and you eat them, in Greece, it's no, never. For example, you have canola oil. We don't use that. No, never. And I saw my mother-in-law put cannoli to my food. I was like, no to my food. No. What is that? We don't use at all. We use it's
Olive oil.
for trash. It's for trash cannoli. So one of the products that you have and we don't use in Greece, and in general in Europe, some products that you have, for example, McDonald's in Greece, it's much nice, not much better than here. I
It's
thought that I
healthier.
would, you have to eat and you will understand when you will go there. Let me know.
Wow. Yeah,
Oh
because
yeah,
in
I
Egypt,
understand about the McDonald's because yeah, because the McDonald's that I went to in Italy, like they had a salad bar. It was not, people were taking people out on dates at McDonald's. I like, you come to McDonald's here, you're probably like, what is this trash, right? There it's like so much nicer. You have more on the menu. It's not just burgers and fries. Like you get fine cuisine, you know, it's really amazing. You guys definitely got to check out the McDonald's is like overseas because it's different than here in the US. They sell
Yeah.
alcohol, you got salad bars, you can get other types of food on the menu. Like it's very impressive. I was like, wow, very impressive. Totally different here.
it's just like the
Yeah.
KFC in Jamaica. Everybody raves about the KFC in Jamaica because the chicken doesn't have any hormones, and people leave England, the United States, just to go try the KFC in Jamaica because it's so much different. I mean, I can't remember the last time I've had KFC in the United States, but every time I go to Jamaica, you best believe I'm having some KFC because I know the chicken was raised properly and they're not injected with anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. Even in Puerto Rico, the McDonald's are different. Pretty much all everything is different too. So I agree with you, CC. Overseas, everything is different. So yes, absolutely. I do have a follow-up question for you, Katerina, with regards to Netflix. So I know you worked on projects connected to Netflix and Hallmark Channel in Greece. So what was that experience like for you, and how did that shape your perspective as a creative woman and individual overall?
So, first of all, when it was my first time that I worked a lot of years ago with Netflix, it was wow. The most of the times I'm like crew, I see how much money they give in front of the cameras and how much money give in behind the camera. So I decide between these. So it was amazing experience. And like women, we have a lot of issue in this industry because we are women. They don't want women with voice and power. They prefer silent women. But there it was, if they see your talent and they see that you work a lot, that's why after when they come in Greece, they know that I will work with them and I can found even a lot of people, like a background actors or the location that they would like to have. In Hallmark, I was like a director for backstage, so everything is mouth to mouth with Greece. So it was very nice experience, and I met a lot of the most of them. It was a few Americans on set, only the actors, of course, and some of the crew, director, assistant director, but all of the other it was European crew. So I met a lot of people from everywhere. So I love to work with this type of um, companies and Netflix because I met from Bulgaria, from Italy, from Germany. It was like a party for us. And we still talk. And they were like, oh, you are in USA now? Yeah, and I can use my connections because I'm still waiting my visa.
That is awesome. Thank you for sharing it. Cici or Nadine, did you have any additional questions for Katerina?
It's been
Awesome.
so nice just getting to know you, life in Greece and all that kind of stuff. So no, it's just been a pleasure to have you on the show and to see you again.
Thank you. It was my pleasure too. I have amazing time. And you are women, so this is the most important.
Yeah. You just made me want to go watch now my big, beautiful, what is it? The big Greek wedding, my
Big
big
fat.
Greek
Big
wedding.
fat. Oh yeah, we live that every day with my husband.
I like I like the dances with the breaking the plates and all that.
You have to come in my show.
Which one?
Now I will tell you when I will have probably in June in Greensboro.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
So blocky girl.
Yes, black girl.
Oh, wow. I'm flattered. Oh, wow. Absolutely.
And
That'll be fun.
you have to be ready because at the end we dance all together Greek traditional dances.
That
Nice.
sounds fun. Yes, we should all go out. Let us know to make sure, because May is already booked up for me. So I want to try to go, but I got to check my schedule real quick to make sure that I
Of
can make
course,
it.
I know here the schedule is crazy. Let's go for a coffee. Let's see
Yeah,
my calendar after 1 month.
I know. Yeah, it's been, yeah, you've been doing a lot. I've been seeing what you've been doing. You've been all over. So that's great. That's amazing. And that leads me to my follow-up question here. So what exciting projects are you currently working on or that you can share with us today?
So I'm working the project that I'm working right now. It's the next show for Suvlatiker. I have a show May 9th, but I will be there for 10 minutes. So in Cary Theater, May 9th. I have the nice collaboration with you guys. And
Yep.
I prepare my new movie, but I don't know because I had so much inspiration. The sisters. I will have a casting call in a few days. I hope, um, and I don't know if I will do that. It was in the beginning for short movie, but I had so much inspiration, so probably I don't know what I will do with this. And of course, I'm writing all the time. I have so many scripts, but I try to find sponsors because I'm a little bit tired to make my stuff without money here. So I want money to prepare my series.
Awesome. It will happen.
It will.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it will. Also, I have my first SAG after role. And we have shooting in a few days.
That's amazing.
With
Well, congratulations.
thank you very much with Krista Baldwin. She's amazing. I can introduce you to have her here too. And yeah, a lot of stuff going on. And yeah,
That's
I can't
awesome.
wait to start everything. And who
Nice.
knows, we can collaborate again for something.
Absolutely.
A part
Oh,
two.
Of course.
Yeah. And I'm SAG also, so that's awesome.
Oh, well done.
yes. With me, I'm eligible. I stayed eligible on purpose so I can do non-union and union. So,
Yeah,
right.
this is the best.
Yeah, non-union union. Yeah, because I've noticed as the years have been progressing that it's been a lot more challenging to get SAG bookings, and so I've been watching the market, right? And I have a lot of connections that gave me that advice, and so I was like, okay, I'll stay eligible. I'll be able to in the middle, so like the
Yeah.
left and the right side, I'll be able to get the best of both worlds. So
It's very challenging. I'm hustling now.
yeah, no, I can only imagine. Sis, yeah. Well, my dear, we would love to have you back for part 2 later on in the year, right? If you're opening up to it. And I know that you had asked me to be a guest in your show, so I'm
Of
excited about that.
course.
So we
Of
will
course.
definitely be making sure we market that as well. So we are reaching our last minute words segment of the show. And so what that is that each and every one of us are going to be able to share who we are, where they can find us, follow us, any projects that you want people to know about, anything. If you have a quote, an inspirational saying, pretty much anything that comes to your mind or your heart, this is the opportunity to say that right now. And so for you to get an idea of how that looks, Katerina, I'm going to have Cece start us off, followed by Nadine. You'll go third, and I'll close out with the remaining sponsors.
Perfect.
Fantastic. All right. It's been so amazing having you here and can't wait for you to come back. So, hey, I'm your girl, Sienna the Actions with Inspired for Purpose and Girls Get with Gigs. You can find me on the triple W, as I like to say, .girls with gigs or inspiredforpurpose.com. As I always love to say, love and light and inspire for purpose.
Yes, thank you, Cece. So as you can see, my name is Nadine Barton. You can find me on Instagram at NADIAB_1202, Nadia B _1202. And you can find my books also on my website, www.nadinebarton, And also, if you like to get some luxurious body butters, go to Cabzenzah, CABZENZAH.com. And I always say life is 10% of what happened to you and 90% of how you react. So treat people kind. And thank you, Katerina. It's on you.
Thank you very much, all of you, that you invite me here. It means a lot to me. I'm Katerina Sigala, KATERINASIGALA, and you can find me on Instagram, on Facebook, like Katerina Sigala, or Sigala Katerina Williams. And for everybody outside, the life is too short. Live, love, enjoy your life, enjoy even your problems, because there is not a script without problems. It's a boring script. That's why enjoy your life. Thank you, everybody.
I love that. Yes. And Katerina, don't go anywhere because we're not going anywhere just yet. We usually have our catch up after the show. So stay tuned for that as well. For those, thank you for being our amazing viewers and listeners. Don't go anywhere. We're going to go on a quick sponsor break because we do have a few more sponsors to spotlight. So we'll be right back with Hoy en Día TV.
Sponsored by Divine Beauty and Accessories. Watch Hoy en Día TV, Thursday, 7:30 p.m.
Sponsored by Collective Wear. Available at www.yessirodriguez.com/shop and myrod-enterprise.com/shop.
Dream, explore, discover with Nadine's Travel Oasis. Your next adventure is just a booking away. From breathtaking beaches to vibrant cityscapes, we handle the details so you can make the memories. Luxury, leisure, or last-minute getaways, we've got you covered. Book today and let Nadine's Travel Oasis take you places.
No, how much? It's yours.
Uh-oh, Katerina, we lost you, ma'am. Oh, there you are.
I'm here. Give me 1 second because I don't have battery.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. I'll take you behind the scenes. All right, lovely. So yes, we spoke about Greece, and guess what? Nadine can get you to Greece. So Nadine's Travel Oasis. If you want to explore the world and see something different, go to Greece, go overseas, go to Puerto Rico, right? I know I'm a little biased. I love the food there. I love the alcapurria, the pateles and everything. But I also love the Greek olives, the Greek salad, right? There's just a lot of foods that I appreciate. As long as it's fresh and healthy, I'm all for it, right? So also collective wear. I mean, hey, it's separate from collective custom. Collective custom, you get custom for you and your event. Collective wear is just the brand itself. So make sure to purchase some collective wear. Also, Divine Beauty and Accessories, you got to look good, right? You got to make sure that when you are out, put your shades on, put your earrings on, put your chain on. You got to represent, you know what I'm saying? I will say this past weekend, I watched Michael and I loved his clothes. Like he was all blingy and all like dolled up. And I'm like, yes, that's what I'm talking about right now. I always represented. But guess what? You can be that way too. Because I know when I get dressed, I feel great. Like when I look at me, I'm like, okay, yes, see, all right, put on the earrings, put on the makeup, all right. And I know Michael felt the same way. That's why he was always wearing the bling bling and all that. Yes. So I say that to say that you got to really take care of you because you know what makes you feel good, right? So Yes, thank you all for the viewers and listeners. For those who want to find me and follow me, just go on Google, type in Yessie Rodriguez. I have so much amazing projects coming up. We have the Collective Vision skits. We have Slay the Scene Academy coming soon. Virtual classes are going to be starting this summer. So for those who are really interested and serious about the actual virtual classes, and in-person classes are coming also, and workshops. But the main difference is this. My years of knowledge, starting at age 11, starting at 14, I'm going to pour into that academy. I want you as an actor, as a model, to really go when you are going to your bookings and really feel confident, feel prepared, know the terminology, know how to pose, know what you have to do. Make sure you're ready, whether it be headshots, whether it be slates, whether it be comp cards, whatever it is. I want people to be like, damn, that person knows what they're talking about. Right. I'm not going to be that one to leave, even with investments. I want you to know when you get that big paycheck, what are you going to do with it? Don't spend it. How are you going to invest it? That's what's going to make Slay the Scene Academy different, is making sure that you know what to do at that next level. So stay tuned for Slay the Scene Academy. It is coming soon for those who are really serious about moving up and elevating, because this is not easy. You're going to get a lot of no's, like Katerina said. But guess what? You got to push those boundaries to make sure that you know and you believe in who you are and what you want. And that's okay, because you don't have to let anybody give you the opportunity. You can create the opportunity for yourself. I got a lot of inspiration from watching Michael, right? A lot of people were trying to tell him what to do. He was like, nope, I'm going to do it this way. Especially that Billie Jean song. Remember when they were trying to tell him, oh, cut it down. That 38 seconds is too long. He was like, nope, that makes me want to dance, right? You gotta be your own Michael. You have to know what you want for yourself. And guess what? You're going to have people pushing back. You're going to have people wanting to tell you a different direction. You have to be your own Michael, okay? So I say that to say thank you all for tuning into another episode of Hoy en Día TV. Gracias con su amor, con su apoyo. The sky is never the limit because the galaxies are endless. So we will talk soon next week. Hugs and kisses. See y'all soon.